you have a detailed list of who you are, that is the whole problem, right? Because for me, I used to say, like, I wanted to be more confident. I wanted to be that interpreter that people would ask for. I wanted to show up differently. But if you had asked me then to describe who that person was, man, I couldn't. I couldn't tell you what they look like or how they acted. And that is the whole problem, you see. Hi, I am Nene, and I help people become the person their goals actually requires them to be. And everything I share here is from what I have lived first. And what I mean by, if you've ever said I want to show up differently in your your work, but you're still waiting to feel ready before you start becoming her, them, it, whatever. What I'm going to be talking about today, or what I'm going to be sharing exactly for you. You see, our brain has this detailed description of who we're not. If you ask like someone like, okay, what do you want to do? They start to, oh, I don't want it to be, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want, like, you start talking about the things you don't want in your, like, to show up for you. So this is like the Freelancer Mind series, right? And today we're talking about, like, when you say you want something, this is who you want to be as in your role, in your thing. And you start going to, oh, you can detail the imposter that's showing up. You detail the doubt. You detail the thing that you don't want to happen. Whereas you want to be that, say for instance, that interpreter. You want to be that graphic designer or that entrepreneur or whatever it is. But instead you be like, I don't want my clients to be this, da, da, da. I don't want to be the one that, like, they don't pay me that. I don't want to. That's where your description of what you want in your business is going for those things. But the description of who, what you are, who you're becoming, that is non-existent. That is vague. It's like, yeah, I want to be that interpreter, but what does that interpreter look like? You want to be that coach, but what does that coach actually look like? You want to be more confident, but the brain can't search for something that is vague. It needs specificity. Did I say that right? Let me know in the comment section. It needs that clarity. You can't say you want something and you start listing all the things that you don't want, thinking, oh, if I say what I don't want, then that means your brain doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know what anything else. So when you start, say, writing specifically declaration of who you are, you see, for me, when I was training to be an interpreter, when I was like doing my thing, like, and I was told, okay, you can't be one because of your dyslexia. You can't be, I wasn't showing up fully because I'm shy. I'm like, in my head, it was like, I just don't want to mess up. I don't want anybody to, like, whatever that is. I don't want to make them not like me or whatever that. Can you see? Like, I don't. And that's the thing. Our brain does not know our brain doesn't understand don't. It does not understand negation, like can't, don't, won't. It just hears doubt. I don't want to. I don't want to lose. It just hears I lose. Just I don't. You get the drift. It's like, say, let me give an example. I don't want to be picked last. Let me just say that's not a great example. Let's just use that word. And it's like, I pick last. Can you see what your brain heard? It does not hear don't. It does not hear can't. It does not hear won't. So it's hearing that, and what does it go and do? It goes and look out for you those things that you're wanting. So when we are very specific in the things that we want for ourselves, like for me, I had to be very specific in terms of, like, I want to be the preferred interpreter. I want to get the jobs that I apply for. I want to go there and, like, be present, be calm, be collected, be, like, understand and not be my mind going places. Can you see how now specific I'm now telling my brain what I want? Not, oh, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want them to not like me. No. I want to be prepared. I want to make sure that I am calm. I am centered. I'm present. I'm getting it. You see, I want this. Even better, say it in the present. I am that. I get a job. I am dynamic. I'm magnetic. I'm like a powerhouse. What's that for you? You have to be very clear in the desire you want, in the understanding that if we're using the wrong terminology, if we're using the wrong descriptive in what we want, nothing's going to change. But when we start saying the things we want, that's when the change happens. And this is not, when this happens, it's not because all of a sudden things, those things became. No, it's because our brain now finally has a picture that is so specific enough for it to start finding evidence for you. You see, we are evidence collecting machine. When we say, oh, I don't want to mess up, guess what's going to happen? Our brain is going to give us the opportunity to mess up. It's going to find a way for us to not do the thing we want to do. But when we say, you know what, I'm dynamic, I'm magnetic. When I start saying I am magnetic, my goodness, if you know how much now people, like, I just connect with people, like I smile, it's my back. Before I was smiling, like people look away. Could you see where this is going to? And I've talked about this in previous videos where I talked about the toxic 10, the connection. Now, let me tell you what this connection is here. When you have the hesitation, the self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, they're not, you don't win because you're on this is not my list. Because that's empty. Fill it with I am list, not I am not list. Let's start building I am list so that our brain has something to find evidence for us. I'm powerful. I'm magnetic, right? I'm a go-getter. I know what I want. I have clarity. I am the preferred person. I get the jobs I apply for. Everything always works out. Like what I've been asking myself lately, show me how great it can be. My goodness, as my brain be showing me how great things have been lately. You have to start feeling in and building your own identity statement of who you want to be in your role, in your life, in your relationship, in your, every aspect of yourself. When you start saying, I don't want a person who's going to, if it's a romantic relationship, someone who's going to drain me, someone who's always looking for conflict. No. What do you want? You have to declare it. You have to understand. You have to see it. Even if an element or a part of you doesn't fully believe it yet, but the whole idea of having that image and having that picture, gold. So we get to start curating and start putting this together for ourselves. You can even think about somebody you admire. Somebody that like, oh my goodness, this person, they got it. They have everything I want. Think about somebody like that. What do you see in them? Guess what? It's already in you. Whatever you see in them, it's in you already. So when you can then start pulling out adjectives that you see in somebody else, wow, they're so calm, they're so collective, they're so magnetic, they're so grounded, present, they're so connective. Yeah. What are those adjectives you see in other people? Again, let's have this conversation in the comment section. Let me hear it. Pull out those adjectives from other people. If you can't see it in yours, for yourself right now, what are other people saying? What are other people finding true for them? Pull those adjectives out from them. And then you start building your own declaration for self. I am what? I am calm, collective, passive, whatever. You know, at one point, like I'm like saying, mama, like whatever, like bring the joy, bring the thing. You know, this super, like you build yours. Start building your adjective. Who are you? What's that? What are the qualities? What are those things? Because confidence isn't something we wait for. It has never been. It is something that we get to define first. We get to choose what that gets to look like for us. We need to know what it is that we're aiming for, what we're looking for evidence for, so that the brain can go and do that job for us. We get to declare who we are in that process. And by so doing, our nervous system will then catch up to that new belief, to that new understanding of this is who we get to be moving forward. The nervous system now being like, okay, this is how we roll. This is what we do. We're someone who is always like, who's magnetic, someone who is always like approachable, someone who knows their stuff. We start building that connection for self. So that's where we are right now. And in this moment, we have 3 choices in regards to the information I've just shared with you. 1, you do nothing. You just get the awareness that, oh, okay, it is a thing. It is something that we get to just do and show, right? But now that you have seen, now that you've heard, you can't unhear, you can't unsee what we've just talked about, right? The second option you have now is to figure it out yourself. You go and create your own list. You go and create that new identity statement for self to start building the confidence that you want in the role, in whatever it is that you want moving forward, right? And yeah, and most people, unfortunately, would drift back to that vagueness without support because they don't know what's what. But here's option 3, where you get support. You walk through this properly with someone who has lived it, someone who has done this for themselves, who's properly done this, and who is now on the other side of that, living the thing. So drop the word identity in the comment section and let's talk. Let's talk about how we can then start building your own confidence for self. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe, as we are doing this Freelancer Mind series. We're dropping in more ideas for the Freelancer Mind. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't done so. And remember that your voice matters and it is your time to use it. Till tomorrow, bye for now.